Paris?
From California. I should have worn my white shirt to show off my tan.
I put us in purple on purpose.
It's her fault.
It is.
She really
I didn't want to look pale.
She really did go to California.
I really did. It was odd.
Was it? Why?
She jumped the COVID law.
It was
and went.
Well, because you're on the beach and they have all these signs and they're talking about distancing and you can't have more than 2 people out of your household. It was just weird.
Really?
People are walking up and down the beach.
You only have 2 people out of your household?
Yeah.
So you leave the rest of the family at home?
No, if you were gathering, you had to be in groups of less than X, and if they were not in your household, you couldn't be gathered. They had these big signs that were blinking, no gathering, no gathering.
On the
like
beach?
all over
Everybody
the beach.
was ignoring it.
What part of California were you
I was
in?
in Oceanside, where we go every
right,
year.
right.
Because you know what? I've talked to Dave and Sharon. I haven't heard about these big signs.
When you first pulled down to the beach, there was
Yeah.
this big sign with the little lights on it that
Yeah.
said no gathering.
But see,
They
she
had-
was in Southern California. She was in San Diego County.
Yeah,
and
then
you're
it-
talking about
Oh.
LA County. That's a whole
It's a
different,
whole different thing.
They have different laws.
we had maskers and no maskers.
Yeah.
I love watching the parade of people up and down the beach, whether they have a mask on or not, because it restores my faith in humanity.
It's better than here in Vegas watching people walk
It's
down
way
the strip.
better. It's awesome. People have absolutely no inhibitions on the beach. I dig it.
Oh,
Okay.
too
So
funny.
we did that, and then our favorite restaurants, some of them were takeout only. Those that had seating on the patio you could actually eat at.
Nice.
Those that didn't have patio seating actually built boxes outside of their sidewalk so they could push people to the sidewalk. That was in Carlsbad.
Right.
But what happened was they put these crates up and made an eating area, and you had traffic like zooming past your back.
Oh, the cars.
So that was kind of weird.
Oh, they were towards the street as opposed towards the beach.
So wait, so there's kind of like a cheater way to be open.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? That's like here.
Yeah,
Do you know
that's
what
true.
some of the bars are doing? You can't sit at the bar and have a machine. Come on, why? Give me a break here.
That's how Beth
Come
does
on.
is play those machines. She
Because
loves those
that's my
machines.
favorite place to be, video poker.
But they got around it.
But we get around it. You can close the bar and get a stand-only machine and set it in front of the bar and you can play. Now, what is the point?
Oh, wait. This is good. No, this is good. We go into our favorite place, Village Pub, for breakfast. They did the same thing there.
Yeah.
They have the standalone machines in front of the bar because they couldn't keep 6-foot distance between the bartender and the patron.
Okay,
But wait, no.
Okay.
So they
I
got
thought it
them
was
sitting
between
there, and the
machines.
person orders a drink, and the bartender has to come out from behind the bar, walk all the way around to the person, and hand them their drink. So now they're this close instead of this close.
Okay, let me tell you what they did. You know where the den is? Tropicana and Hualapai right around there?
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you've ever been with me. Okay, so get this. Grady and I go there for dinner. We're so glad they're finally open again. And I said, what happened to most of their machines are gone? I mean, they're closed. They had to take the machines literally out of the bar and build things on the side of the wall. But even though those machines are easily 6 foot apart, they can't have the bar machines open. They
makes
have to
no
put them in
sense
a
to me.
It's
special.
weird. It's very
So
weird.
Anyway, enough.
But yeah,
So
enough
we have
of that.
nonsense in California, we have nonsense in Nevada, and now we have
too.
school back in session. How's that working out?
More nonsense.
Nonsense in
Lots
school.
of
Nonsense in school.
Oh, absolutely. Because now teachers, kids, parents, we're all kind of in the same soup.
Yeah.
We all have to be master technicians. So we've got set up at home. We've got our monitor that we're looking
Yeah.
at the kids through. We've got our other monitor up so we can watch all the kids. We have to have another screen so we're sharing. We have to figure out how to do remote testing. We have to have like our phone so we can call the parents or the parents can call us. Oh, it's not working.
You're like you're
It
running
is-
your own little TV
you
station.
You are. You've got 3 or 4 monitors set up and cameras and mics and it's been interesting because now you're in a fishbowl, right? But so
Yeah.
are the families and the parents. And the families and the parents haven't quite figured out that the camera captures them and their sounds. And some of it's comical, you know.
Yeah.
It's funny stuff
And
you
there's
see.
sound.
Yeah.
And there's sound.
But
I
some
love
of it
that.
is
And the fact that they're not wearing pants. And
well, we've had that. We've had no shirts.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And on the sadder side, we've seen some things that were pretty bad. Some domestic abuse.
my
Oh,
God.
yeah. One guy grabbed the wife by the hair and was dragging her into the bedroom. And yeah, well, we don't want to get into that. But because we're in their homes now,
Oh my God.
We're seeing stuff that we
can't
don't want to
unsee.
see.
No.
And those poor kids that are on with us
Oh my.
can potentially see.
I would have never
So,
thought of that.
Yeah,
I would have
all
never.
kinds of crazy. We really just want the kids back in school. I don't think there's a teacher out there or a kid that doesn't want to be at school. The only ones that probably are enjoying it is high school. My daughter thinks it's great. She gets she's moved her station 4 times now, because when she sets up her camera, she's got to make sure the backdrop is perfect. The perfect plant, the perfect
Teenagers.
Oh, yeah, well, she's
Go
15,
figure.
so that's really important.
Yeah,
I had
yes,
to
it
get
is.
new makeup for her because it had to look right on the camera. You know, she's going to kill me if
That's
she hears
funny.
this. But yeah,
She won't
so
listen
it's
to
been,
our show.
Oh, that's true. She's 15.
She won't listen to our show. Say what
But,
you want. Go.
Yeah, so it's been an interesting adventure, and we're still very stressed and
Speaking
still
of
having a really hard
adventures?
time. Oh, Beth's got a
Speaking of
good adventure.
adventures, wait till you hear what I did. Grady and I took a concealed carry class for guns. You see all these
Oh,
guns?
I was gonna ask you
so
about all
what
that
did I
stuff.
do? I brought the teacher here to our show.
Did you kidnap him?
Huh? Did I kidnap?
I don't think he'd let that happen. He's probably armed all
carries
the
a
time.
gun.
That
He
is
carries
true.
a gun. How can I kidnap a guy that carries a gun? Are you kidding me? But this is all his great stuff. So his name is Kent Wilson, and he's just a great, great teacher. The company is Gun Fu.
I love that.
Do you love it? Gun Fu.
very
Gun Fu.
cool.
I'll put a little sign up, Gun Fu. And I think we should just take a little commercial break
Yeah,
and
bring
that'd
him
be
on.
a great idea.
I want to meet
That'd be
this
great.
guy.
Sounds good. All
Sit
right.
tight.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
With Bob Allen Golf, your game is always in the bag because we take your game as seriously as you do. Bob has a full tour shop and the only full swing simulator in Las Vegas. Visit Bob Allen Golf at 6415 South Fort Apache, Las Vegas, 89148, or visit our website, boballengolf.com. See you soon.
And we're back. Thank you for staying with us. Look who we have. Look, the babe's got a hot guy. 3 hot babes and a hot guy on one show.
Stop it.
Look at this is Kent Wilson. Thank you for
doing, man?
coming on our show today.
Thank you very much for having me.
This is the most awesome gun instructor. I know because I took the class. And he can verify I did good.
She did awesome. She did awesome.
I'm surprised you didn't bring your little silhouette with
Oh,
the
I
bullet
should have
holes
brought my
on
target.
it. Yeah.
But she was texting us to let us know
I did.
her score.
I did. I did good.
She was proud.
Yes, she
so,
definitely was.
Kent,
Yes.
the reason I took that class is because things are getting crazy nowadays.
It is.
And I'm not really a gun person, but what if somebody broke in the house? Grady has guns, and I wanted to be not afraid. Well, I think you would be anyway if somebody broke in your house, but let's say less afraid. If somebody came in, I didn't want to have no knowledge and holy crap, what do I do now? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I took the class really for safety reasons.
Right.
Because
talked about
I
that.
needed the confidence. That's the word I'm looking for. I needed confidence. And this guy gave me confidence. Awesome. So,
Oh.
questions,
So this
ladies?
is all about concealed carry.
Yes, it is.
So you know he probably conceals it somewhere. Unfortunately, where he was going to conceal it was interfering with his mic, so he couldn't conceal it where he was gonna.
Ask
Couldn't
the,
demonstrate for you ladies.
ask the question on everybody's mind, okay?
Quit peeking up his kilt. Oh my God.
Now, you don't normally wear this when you do your instructor's class.
Actually, I have in the past.
Well, let's hear
How does
first.
that work on a windy day on the shooting range? I want to know
Let's
that.
hear about the kilt because
Okay.
you can see the gun, but let's hear about the boy in a kilt.
The boy in the kilt. I'm Irish, and found out as of handful of years ago that I also have a Scottish and Welsh descent also. Did a lot of history searching and whatnot, and found out I was part of the Clan Kennedy, which is related to the Clan Donnell. And just loved the history and everything behind it, loved what the tradition was and whatnot. And as unique as my personality is, I wanted something unique also to kind of represent that. And so I started wearing kilts, so I wear kilts a lot of times. Yeah.
So what is your reaction when you go out wearing a kilt? You don't see this often. Do you guys see this often?
Not in Vegas.
Actually, it's a really positive one. Actually, I think it has a lot to do with the way you kind of present yourself with it. I always try and dress accordingly and with the kilt, so people look at it in a sense that it's like, wow, that's really unique, and it actually looks good, and along those lines. And so the reaction's always been very positive.
And how many people actually ask you whether or not you're wearing something underneath that?
It happens all the time.
Okay, because I'm the one person that's going to say, so what are you wearing under there?
But there is a reaction that I turn it on them, and I always say, for $5, you find out for yourself.
How much money you been making off of that?
I've made a handful, but for some reason it never ends up in the sporn. It always ends up somewhere else. So someone else takes my money.
You are too much.
So that's
fun.
not called a purse, it's called a sporn?
Sporin? Yeah.
Sporin?
Yep.
Very
See,
cool.
it's educational too.
Because women carry purses.
Well, yes,
Men
we do.
Carry sporran. And then this would be this the Kennedy's tartan?
No,
or?
this is actually my American legacy.
Okay.
So this is American legacy tartan. So because I am American and,
Oh,
and a proud one. So
I like that.
There we go.
Got some
yeah.
red, white, and blue woven in there,
Yep.
digging on that.
Oh, okay.
That's nice.
I like that.
Yeah, because depending on the family would be the colors that are actually
I
in
didn't
there and
know
what
that.
the flag looks like. Well, I found out when I was in Scotland.
Really?
Because when I was in Scotland, well, my last name was Graham. So we were there, we went to Stirling Castle, and there's the
beautiful
stained
there.
glass windows with the different families, and the Grahams were one of the families there. They also fought alongside Sir William Wallace. You could-
Really?
Oh, yeah. Well, they were probably goat stealers or whatever. But
As
you
long
kind
as
of
that's
trace
all
it back.
that they were doing to the goats, stealing them, that's okay.
Yeah,
Everything's
you know.
awesome.
this is the Highlands.
That's true. But now we digress. But we want to know a little bit about all the stuff you brought.
Well, as
Teach us.
as Beth said, I'm a firearms instructor for the company Gun Fu. And one of the courses we teach are the CCW, and that's how I met Beth and her husband Grady. With that, I decided to bring a handful of things to share with you that we actually use in the class when we're actually teaching the information laws and the safety for firearm ownership. And so you were going to ask the question of what I conceal carry, and this is actually my conceal carry. I do carry what they call a centerline or appendix, and so this is actually I wear right here in the front of me, but because of the microphone issues, I'm not able to. But this is my my actual conceal carry firearm here, and the one that I use in the class for training purposes. But yeah, these are all the items that we demonstrate and share while you're taking one of our classes.
Right.
So you said you concealed that part. It goes, what does it hook to?
So the if I may,
I'm such a teacher. How does that work? Can you show me?
She is a teacher. She
no,
will
this is
ask a million questions.
this is wonderful, and actually I love the interaction. So this is my silver bullet concealment holster rig, and what it is it actually holds my firearm, gives proper protection to protect the trigger from any
So
accidental
it's a triple
discharge.
or double
What's that?
double action thing?
Double action. The trigger actually, no, this is actually considered a striker fire.
Okay.
The firearm is. But the holster itself, it has these two heavy-duty clips, and what they do is the inside of this material here goes on the inside of my garment, and then the clips on the outside either clip around.
Or
I
your
usually
jeans or something.
Yes, exactly. So the clip here I actually use to mount over my belt, and this one mounts in between the belt and the garment, so it actually locks my firearm in place. But yeah, this is silver bullet concealment, and I swear by these holsters because I've used them in extreme heats and extreme colds and in the middle of monsoons and everything else. But yeah, this is the one that's actually, if you can see, it actually is curved to fit my the wealth in the front of me. So
The wealth in the front of me.
Wow, very
That's
cool.
good. You know, the most important thing that you stressed in class was safety.
Yeah.
Safety, safety, safety. There are a lot. Do you have a gun?
I just bought one.
Do you have
Yes.
a gun?
I got one for Christmas
There you
last
go.
Christmas.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Wonderful.
I've got a gun. Well, I grew up, we grew up in Michigan.
Right.
My dad hunted, so he had all the guns for that. But he was actually a range instructor in the Marine Corps.
Oh, that's
so he was
awesome.
a sharpshooter, and he taught people how to shoot.
Oh,
So
cool.
when I was real little, we used to dry fire his revolver, and he would show me how to shoot because he didn't. My brother is like 6 years younger than I, so I was the first kid. So I was throwing balls with him, hitting bats, and learning how to shoot. So my dad taught me really young how to shoot a gun.
Did he teach you how to clean it? How
Well,
all
he
that stuff?
didn't, and that was one of the things that I need to do with my new gun. Is I want to take a CCW class. Actually, all us girls were going to try to do it at the same time, but our schedules didn't quite, line up, because I want to know how to take it apart, put it back together again, how to clean it, how to do all those things, because I feel if you're going to carry one, you need to do that.
And
you
you know-
need
Exactly.
to be able to clean it, put it back together, and you need to know how to shoot it.
Right.
Correct.
Because that's something that I've learned just in conversation. One of my friends, oh, I have a gun, really? Oh, I have a gun, really? Have you ever shot it? Well, no. Well, you don't want to learn when somebody breaks in the house, Have you ever cleaned it? No. Do you know how to take it apart? No. Do you know how to make sure it's unloaded? No. So that's why we got this guy.
So one of the classes I do offer, and it's an introductory class, and I got a pair of them actually. The very first class I recommend to anybody that is a first-time firearm user or has not fired a firearm in a very long time. I always say, my first class is the out-of-the-box class. When you buy a brand new firearm, you get that nice box with a logo on the front that tells you what kind of firearm you got and everything like that.
Right.
I said, just bring that whole thing to the class.
Right.
And what we do in that class is we actually go through everything that's inside the box. We take it apart. I show you the operation of that firearm. So everything you're doing with that firearm that you would use on your own time, we teach you everything about it, right down to how to utilize the sights, the trigger, everything with it. If it's a semi-auto versus a revolver, we teach you everything about it. And the big thing is we teach you how to take it apart, disassemble it, clean it, inspect it, and put it all back together. And you are hands-on with that. So you are building your own confidence and awareness of what that firearm is.
Right.
That's a non-fire classroom, so meaning there's no ammunition in that classroom. You're literally just getting familiar with that firearm.
Right.
Oh,
The
that's wonderful.
second one, which is awesome, and I know we're going to be setting you and
But
Grady up for that.
Before you go to the second one, how many people are in the out-of-the-box class? Is it a one-on-one, three-on-one, or does it depend who signs up?
Well, with Gun Fu, we actually do both. We do private classes where we will do 1 or 2 on 1, but we usually average the class anywhere between 8 and 12 people.
Okay,
So we observe social distancing, and at the same time, it allows me to do a step-by-step with the whole class, and I still give that one-on-one interaction.
That's what I was asking, because everybody's come with a different gun.
Correct.
So you do have time during this class to work with each individual person with
Yes.
their particular gun.
Yes, ma'am, because most of the structures of, like, with the semi-autos versus the revolvers, they all kind of are similar in design. I'm not saying they're identical, and there's some firearms that are a lot older that have multiple parts and whatnot. But for the most part, a lot of the folks that are coming in with the firearm, very rarely are they bringing something that is handed down to them. It's usually their husband bought them something, or or they went to the store and the salesperson said, "Hey, here's the one you want to get."
Well, the first gun that I got, my husband bought for me. It was a Beretta, which I don't know what the hell he
Nice.
did with that.
That's a nice one.
I saw it. This is great. So I said, no. He just said, well, you don't need that now. That's not good for.
Because he wanted it.
No,
Oh.
I want you to get something else. So off we go to the gun store, and I did end up getting a Smith & Wesson 9mm with the Easy rack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That is very nice.
Yeah, it is very nice. So I actually need to check my email to see if it's been delivered yet. I had to order it. I'm very excited about it.
So one of
Very
my instructors, her name's Anna. She's just a sweetheart of a person, and she's pretty much the on-point range safety officer when I run my lines.
Right.
She utilizes both the 380 and the 9mm, the same firearm. Loves it, swears
Okay.
by it. It is a beautiful firearm too. She got one all decorated up and everything, just like you want.
Do you know what I want? Do you know what I want? Like Annie Oakley, pearl handle, pretty stuff. How did I pick my car? What color blue
had to
do
be
you
blue.
have? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So if I'm going to get a gun, it's
want a
got
blue
to
gun?
be. It's got to be pretty.
It's got to be pretty.
But it's got to meet,
Because
your needs.
you want your intruder to admire it before they run from it.
Ah, wait a minute.
I want to love it like my guitar.
No, it's okay. As long as you love it and you know how to use it, that's all that matters.
That means you'll keep close to you.
I know that you're going through the mechanics of how to disassemble it, clean
ma'am.
it, this and that and the other, so somebody becomes familiar with it.
Yes.
And then your classes teach people how to shoot.
So the next one is one with your gun. Yes.
Right. So you're doing all that, but what part of the course talks to the student about when to shoot?
That would be done during our CCW course, as
Okay.
far as it relates to the laws and escalation and everything that is revolved around that kind of interaction or that situation.
Okay.
Those are the courses that we get down to the nitty gritty in regards to what criteria needs to be met in order for you to draw a firearm and whatnot. So that's actually
that's important.
And no, it's
And knowing
it's
the
very
laws.
important.
Just in
Yeah.
case anybody didn't know, CCW is concealed carry.
Yes,
Oh,
concealed
that's
carry
true.
weapon.
We figure everyone because
I
here in
wouldn't have known
Nevada,
this 6 months
it's
ago. I
open
wouldn't have known.
carry. So people can openly carry their weapons.
Yes.
And so you just assume, oh, Nevada, Wild West, everybody knows what concealed weapons are, what open carry is,
No.
and then you realize, yeah.
They don't.
They don't.
And Kent will teach you the difference between Utah, Nevada,
Arizona.
the
Arizona,
crazy
Florida.
things in
Yep.
Florida,
Yeah.
California. I
Yeah.
mean, there's just so many. Everybody's got their own rules.
Yep.
Similar, but not all the
Some
same.
of them are similar, yes.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, with one with your gun. So you've purchased your firearm. We go and we disassemble it. We fit, clean, and do everything that we were going to teach you in a classroom setting. We then go to the actual range. In that class, we teach you everything what you would expect while you're on the range, and how to properly operate your firearm, right down to literally loading and unloading your firearm before you even fire a single cartridge. You are learning the mechanics of your firearm, and then when we actually fire that first shot,
Right.
you already know that this is what I'm going to have to expect from it. I know how I have my proper grip, everything that goes with it, and then when that first shot happens, then just happiness goes from there. It just gets better from there.
Happiness goes from there. I love that. One. I like that. Happiness. Pew pew pew.
Yeah. No,
How
it
do you
doesn't go
spell
pew,
happiness?
pew,
Pew,
pew.
pew, pew.
Yes, exactly.
It's really quite loud. It really hurts the ears.
Oh,
You know, you have to protect
Here we go.
your ears.
Here we go.
Here we go. Lead on.
So-
Tell them what we got. This is awesome. You're going to love this.
So in my CCW class, one of the things we want to teach is a lot about safety.
Right.
I preach safety as a skill. So the first time you forget to do something, you set yourself up for something negligent or accidental to happen. One of the things we do teach is proper ear and eye protection. So with the ear protection, I always recommend folks to purchase a set of what they call electronic ears. These electronic ears have 2 microphones on the front and speakers on the inside. When you wear these, they give you proper protection from any of the loud sounds, the high decibels from the crack of the shot happening. But the great thing about it is that with the microphone, you're thinking, "Oh my God, I can hear everything that's going on. It's going to even get louder if that shot's taken." Well, actually, what happens is the speakers, once that decibel level reaches a certain point, the speakers actually diminish and act like a set of protection.
Wow.
Hearing protection, and then as the decibel levels lower again, the speakers then fade back in, and then you can continue having your conversation. So what's great about these is you can hear everything that is going on the range,
Right.
and even if there's shooting going on, it just dampens when those peaks hit, those decibel peaks hit.
Now, I
Wow.
can tell you this is true because Grady and I got some of these.
Oh,
And when
some?
we took our class, we already had them, but we had never used them yet. You can hear footsteps. You can hear everybody up and down the line. And when the gun goes off, it's amazing. So here's what I want to tell you. If everybody's got these headphones on, don't say, "Boy, that guy was a lousy shot," because he'll hear you.
You'll hear 'em.
He'll hear you.
Well,
Wow.
Be careful what you say.
and be aware of the fact that they have a gun.
Well, but they are always pointing in a safe direction, which is downrange. And not
Or to the ground.
no, I actually teach people to keep it pointed downrange no matter what. Low and ready is just
Well, when it's empty,
when it's yeah.
I
when
guess.
it's empty, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't been to the range in a while. I know it's really important to recertify and to go often to remember how to use it. The last time I shot my gun, because Nevada has all kinds of like outdoor ranges out in the middle of nowhere, and you set your targets up and you can go out there and shoot with a whole bunch of friends. But they keep it just as serious as when they're at the
Oh,
range.
yeah.
Correct, yes.
You've got that line, no one crosses it, or you,
know what?
say
There's a
downrange.
really nice one not too far from my house. It's what's the name of that one? It's right down Charleston.
Well, the one
About
that's
10 minutes
Desert
from Town
Sportsman.
Center.
Is
Yeah,
that
that's
outdoors
actually-
or indoors?
It's an outdoor
Outdoors,
range. Yeah.
and they've got like what do you call it, canopies above you that are all soundproofed. It's really, everything's
Wow.
outdoors.
No, I'm talking
but-
out in the desert.
No,
It's
this
in the
is
desert,
really
BLM land.
Go somewhere safe, you know? Don't be accidentally shooting a rabbit running by.
No.
Well, unless you eat it. You got
Yeah,
it. You know.
it is upland game season pretty soon.
I know.
Okay, so we have weapons.
Yes.
We have ear protection.
Yes, ma'am.
What's
Is
that?
this for ammunition?
So that is actually one of my favorite non-lethal items that I carry. I have 2 items that represent this. This is actually my first aid kit, and so
Good to have.
if you're going to carry a firearm, it's one thing to be able to stop the threat. It's another thing to be able to help either yourself or a loved one should a situation like that happen.
Right.
So with that being the case, this is a tourniquet, chest compress, and other medical items. And this is basically an item that you wear around your ankle. So when I'm wearing pant prisons or pants, I wear this underneath my pant leg.
Oh wow.
So, but it is something that I always tell people: if you carry this,
Carry
I
that.
highly recommend you carry one of these also.
Okay.
It's very
So, but yeah,
responsible.
this is my tourniquet.
Because like you
And other
explained
items.
in class, God forbid something happens, it may take paramedics a while to get to you.
That's true. If there is a situation that happens, it may take anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour for the police, after they have locked down the site and deemed it safe, to allow the paramedics or any other first responders to come in onto the site, because they have to make sure that nothing else is going to happen.
Right.
And so
Wow.
you're sitting there, if you have a wound and you're not prepared for the worst part of it, which is possibly you receiving an injury, then time's not your friend
You
at
could
that point in time.
self-treat.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they had that happen in Seattle where they were not letting first responders
Oh,
in.
right. Yeah.
And they ended up with 2 deaths.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is
But
that
if
with,
Kent would have been there,
they would have
it
been
would have
okay.
been
He would have rendered aid.
he would have rendered aid.
I would have
saved them.
at least attempted. I would have attempted.
Yeah.
I would have tried.
Seriously.
So
it's
you're
a good
CPR
thing.
certified then too.
I am CPR certified, yes.
Oh wow. Cool.
See?
Awesome.
But as you pointed out, we have some that's
He's
on
a good guy to have around.
our one side of the spectrum, which is your non-lethal, or actually your safety, your first aid, and then
Right.
on the opposite side is your actually deadly force. If you use your lethal self-defense tool.
Right.
The one that I like to actually share the most, that gets the most out of the CCW class, is this, and I'll pull it out of my magic sporn. There you go, ladies.
Oh, we got
okay.
a
So-
present. We love presents.
Oh, what are these?
So,
We like presents. That's true.
I used to travel all over the world and around the country with my day job, and I used to carry a tactical pen with me, so I always had something to write with. But in case I needed something, especially post 9/11,
Right.
It gave me something in my pocket that just kind of gave me an advantage to do something, to whether it was to create space or whatnot. And
Is that like a taser pen or?
a tactical pen?
Yeah.
No, it's just it's a usually an titanium, steel, or aluminum metal body
Okay.
framed pen, and it allows you to use it in a more self-defense manner. But the problem was that TSA
Can't get those on the airplanes.
they started actually getting smart to them and started taking them in the last few years. And so I've lost a lot of really good pens, and at 25, 30, 40 bucks a pop, you start going, that gets a little expensive. Well, I was in Home Depot for a project I was working on, and all of a sudden I saw these packages of Milwaukee ink saws. And here's the thing, it's an injection molded pen. As funny as it sounds, I'm gonna get really technical real quick. It's an injection molded pen, but what I love about it is the cap is shaped with this little spot that hooks onto your body, your pocket or whatever.
Okay.
If you put that back behind your knuckles, it puts the slant of it just right where your thumb needs to go.
Like this.
Now look at the bottom of it. It gives you an edge.
Oh,
Oh. I guess it does.
I could hurt somebody with that.
Exactly.
And
So-
it's plastic, so you can get it on the
You
airplane.
can do anything. It gives you something to write with, but at the same time, it's that one little added thing that you can use to give yourself some distance and get away from a situation. So
Because
it's-
that little tip hurts. In class, he had us do this just to,
Oh, to yourself? Oh,
yeah,
it is
just to
kind of.
ourselves.
You could
Yeah.
hurt somebody with
You
that.
could.
It's something.
It is something.
And it's
Wow. Well, thank
it's
you.
not illegal.
As funny as
No,
it
thank
is,
you.
it's a great little thing to carry on. You
Yeah.
have it at all times, but it's that one thing that you can get, and there you go.
Quickly.
Wow.
Yep. And you
Very
don't have to
cool.
resort to something that might be too extreme for the situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at the same time, it gives you that one extra step, that one extra advantage you have just to get away.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's
what
great
else do we have
advice.
here for show and tell?
Well, we were talking. We have out of the box class, and so there's a number of different cleaning kits and whatnot you can have. I just put them out here to just kind of show a variety of things, but mostly these are items that I demonstrate and use in all my classes to show that not only what I teach, I actually back up.
That's nice.
That is really cool. Oh, this has been really educational.
What I like about this, though, is that people have a conceptual idea, oh, I should do this, I want to do that. They don't know the mechanics of doing it, and they get afraid. You know, they think I need to carry a gun, but they're afraid of the gun because they think the gun's going to go off. And I was like that when I was younger. My husband has 2 safes filled with guns. We have an arsenal at our house, and I initially was not really keen on that because I was afraid. You know, like I thought it was going to jump off the table. This sounds really stupid, but you see, it's an inanimate object until you animate it. Period.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
and to me, I like the idea that you go to this class, you become familiar with the equipment, you learn not only how but when. And it's the peace of mind that if you are ever in a situation where you have to defend yourself, you can, with confidence.
Yes.
And that's the most important thing. So for the people that have this on their bucket list, and it's going to be something they get around to, there's no time like the present to learn how to protect yourself.
That's true. And
do it the
safely,
right way.
safely. That's true.
By having someone that knows more explain it.
Yeah.
Well, if you would
Absolutely.
care to give your website, I'll put it right there.
Right there.
Right there.
My website is
there.
www.gun-foo.com. So there's a hyphen between gun and foo.
And do you have a phone number? Or
I
do
do.
you
You're
not
gonna-
remember it?
You're going to put me on the spot with it for the life of me?
We can just put it up. We'll
Get it later.
Hold on, hold on.
I did that on purpose because I know he forgets his phone number. There
I
you
have
go.
I have 2 numbers I always call in. Yes, I flip them all the time.
I've got it. I'll just put it up. Here's his phone number right there.
The magic of editing.
The magic of
Absolutely.
Beth is a pro.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. And
Can I hold it right here?
one
Can you
last
put-
thing.
Well, it
we
should have to be
talked
really small.
briefly about tasers.
We did.
Which I already gave you yours.
gave me
but
mine.
You weren't
I'm
there
getting
that
one
day.
too.
She's getting one too. I bought them.
Yeah.
It says 4.5 million volts. That's good. But what I learned from Kent is you have to be like really close.
Yeah.
You can't like across the room.
Yeah.
But what I did not know, which I thought was brilliant advice from you, is there's a flashlight on it. I'll put a picture of it here, but there's a flashlight on it. Shine the light in that guy's eyes and blind him first and try
run.
to get away and run. But I never
Hell no,
thought
I
of
got
that.
this now. Boom.
Shine, boom, taser, we got it.
Yep.
I
And when
can-
all else fails,
Yep, that's true.
Pew, pew, pew.
Absolutely, absolutely. I
Too
think
much
we're
fun.
out of time.
We are out of time.
We
I hate
are.
that. I'm having so much fun.
we always have fun.
We
Yeah.
always have fun.
This is
You've
a
been
blast.
a wonderful guest. I'm so glad
Thank you very
came
much.
and joined
This
us.
was a blast. Thank you very much,
Yeah,
ladies.
we'll have to have you
Really.
on again.
Well,
Absolutely.
join us again at babesinvoiceland.com and check out, you know what, this is our 15th show, I do believe.
I think
I
you're
do
right.
believe you're right.
I think our anniversary show is coming up soon. It's been like a year. We've been on the air doing this. We still have all our podcasts.
Can you believe it? Yeah, if you go to babesinvoiceland.com, we have like, what, at least 2 or
100
3
and
years
some.
worth, 100 and some audio
Podcasts.
shows
Yeah, it
that are really funny. We used to do comedy sketches and all that, but audio.
Well, at
So
least we
while
think
you're
we're
driving,
funny.
you can listen. You won't be distracted, but except by laughing,
Yeah, that's
because they're funny.
They are funny.
But we, last year, what day? Do you remember?
September 9th.
September 9th, we did our first video show, and here we are a year later.
Yeah.
So check us out at babesinvoiceland.com and stay safe, and we'll see you
See you
soon.
soon. Yep.